I think right after this, the change of the Spanish occupation, and when America had come in for what they called like benevolent assimilation, which is basically saying like, you're uncivilized, you're savage, you need us in order to be civilized. Is that there were narratives within kind of interpersonally, but also like written about during that time that talked about the food being like uneatable, gross, like unhealthy. And so this movement to change like the food within the Philippines for the American kind of settlers for themselves, and then also those that were kind of within that area, Filipinos, to change their diet into something else. So that's kind of like how they described control as, or control over, is the changing or like the forcing of the food being altered from what it was kind of culturally up to that point to the insertion of American occupation, and the changing that happened because of the perspective that they have on the food and its inability to be edible. Quote. I've been thinking about a lot about that and personal projects around cooking, having friends cook with me, altering recipes because I lived in Los Angeles, and imparting a lot of changes over time onto my family's adobo recipe to include like frying chilies and some slaw, which were influenced a lot by my partner, whose family is from Mexico, and kind of attributing things that happen in like pozole or birria into like adobo to bring some of that heat or the citrus or, you know, the spice into this recipe, being very specifically or like geographically in this location, having these relationships, being somebody who's taking these Filipino recipes that have existed in my family, and what does it look like for it to exist in this American context, and be changed to tastes that I like, that are kind of familiar to my partner in some ways. It'd be something new, but not un-Filipino to me.